Achtelfinale. Ein junger Mann aus England, 24 Jahre alt, der World Youth Champion aus dem Jahre 2014. Aktuell steht er in der Weltrangliste auf Rang 54. Die Rede ist von The Needle, Keegan Brown. Keegan Brown versucht sich gegen den Shooting Star des Jahres 2017. 27 Jahre alt, seit diesem Jahr erst auf der großen PDC-Tour unterwegs und er hat schon 4 Pro-Tour-Titel eingefahren. Er ist inzwischen unter den Top 32 der Welt. Das ist eine unfassbare Entwicklung. Wir sind gespannt, was er an diesem Entscheidungstag von Göttingen uns hier zeigen wird. Herzlich willkommen, The Voltage, Rob Cross.
Well, the equation is a fairly simple one for Keegan Brown if he wants to take part in the European Championship in Hasselt later this month. He has to make the semi-finals of the final European Tour event of the year here in Göttingen, but the way he's playing, you would not put it past him right now. He's dropped only 2 legs in his opening 2 matches. Jonathan Worsley 6-2 in his opener, and then yesterday a stunning demolition of Benito van der Pas by 6 legs to 0. He averaged 99.1 against Big Ben, and he hit 6 out of 7 on his doubles. He hit checkouts of 109 and 124, and he is exuding confidence, and he will have to have all the confidence he can muster to see off a man who claimed his 4th PDC Pro Tour title of 2017 not too long ago, the man who has simply made all the headlines so far this year in the PDC, Rob Cross. It's all perfectly set up, isn't it, Paul Nicholson?
Yes, it is indeed. A very intriguing contest. And you really will have to say that Rob Cross is the favourite here, but you'd be a fool to bet against Keegan Brown at any point this week, because he's been playing so well that he can do pretty much anything he wants if he's got his focused head on, and seeing him before the game, he had that.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is Rob to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, Keegan just popped into the commentary area momentarily, and I said, good luck, Keegan. And then I said, well, actually, you don't really need luck. I mean, the way you've been playing, if you carry on like that, you will cause Rob Cross all sorts of problems. You're right, though, Cross is the favourite. In fact, he's
136.
Shorter than I thought he would be. He's 10-3 on to win this one. Keegan Brown is a 5-2 outsider, which I think is very lopsided as far as the bookies are concerned.
60.
Clearly, many of them didn't see Keegan Brown in action yesterday. It was the 3rd highest average of the day, though, from from Rob Cross against Jamie Caven, 99.74. Keegan Brown, 99.1 against Van der Pas. 2 very similar performances yesterday from these 2.
Yeah, the average of Rob Cross, I think, definitely aided by what I thought was the best leg of the day.
100.
The last leg of the match kicks off in fine style with a 180 and closes it out with a 116 checkout for a 12-dart leg. It was the best leg of the Saturday, but I'm sure there'll be a better leg than that today.
136.
Yeah, it was a hard-fought encounter against Jamie Caven. Well, as you say, 99.7 over 11 legs. But he hit 5 180s in that one.
140.
But it was a very nip-and-tuck affair, 2 breaks apiece. So Rob Cross will feel as though he came through that one. And that's often what you need at the outset of a tournament. You need that tough encounter, that one where you look back and think, oh, that could have been the one where I fell by the wayside. And maybe that's the one that Rob Cross just needed to get out of his system. He's down to 36 on his throw in this opening leg. Keegan Brown
60.
not really got going so far.
Keegan won't be panicking here because Rob Cross did start this leg. He knows that this could well be a very close contest. And a very good start from Rob Cross.
Rob Cross. Second leg is Keegan to throw first. Game on.
Talking to Roz, Keegan's good lady, who was sitting in the crowd today and has been by his side all week.
Yep.
His flight is actually booked for tonight.
Ooh.
He doesn't want to be on it. But if the worst was to happen, he will be flying home tonight, but be assured he wants to miss that flight. And sometimes they book the Sunday night flights just in case But they would love to miss them.
125.
Maybe he just wants to get home before the hurricane batters the south coast of England, or the problems that might be
100.
heading the way of the UK over the course of Monday and Tuesday. Maybe he's seen the weather.
Let's touch wood, Rob, because we're on the same flight tomorrow. I want to be getting in at Terminal 5 as planned. It's been a very long 7 weeks, and I'm looking forward to a week off next week. I don't know about you.
Yeah, talking of hurricanes, by the way, Kim Huybrechts on stage later. Went so close last time.
140.
And he once again will face Peter Wright. That's in the 4th match of this afternoon session.
Yeah, nice touch from Peter Wright earlier on this afternoon when they were doing all of the intros to get the crowd going.
161.
Had a child doing the Peter Wright dance to the music, and he pops up as a surprise on stage. Very nice gesture. Rob Cross looking for treble 17 and the bullseye. A little smirk as if to say, I fancy this. And he's not going to go for it.
129.
Well, the gauntlet has been laid down here, Paul. Keegan Brown will think, OK, you don't think I'm capable of taking out 160?
Oh, go on, Keegan, hit it.
Well, it would have been the
81.
perfect
Robbie requires
riposte from
32.
Keegan Brown there.
I don't like it when players do that. I can understand the mind game aspect of it, but me personally, I'd go for the shot because I want to try and win the leg and not gamble. The gamble has paid off this time, though, for the 6th seed.
First. Game on.
Would he have done that against Michael Van Gerwen? Or a Peter Wright, maybe?
That's a brilliant question, Rob.
Do you look at the calibre of opponent first and, well, not look at them, but do you factor that in?
100.
Doesn't matter.
Do you know what it is? If Rob Cross was a student of every opponent, I don't think he is, because I think he just gets up there and does his own thing, and he's oblivious to some of the things that go on. And that's one of the reasons why he simplifies the game so brilliantly. But if he'd seen some of the finishing from Keegan Brown in the last few days, I don't think he would have done that. I think he would have gone for the bull.
134.
Like we said, though, he gambled. It paid off. But Keegan did have an opportunity to get a poke at that double top. It just deflected the wrong way for him. Ominous stuff from Rob Cross, though. His first start looks very, very sharp today.
140.
He's backing it up pretty well. 47 after 9 looks in the groove.
Yeah, and his second dart average is actually much higher. 42 his average on his second dart. His overall average, by the way, 116 at the moment. Keegan Brown's down at 91, so there's a bit of a gulf between the two.
And
Rob Cross is finishing fairly well also. All the ingredients are there for another Rob Cross masterclass once again here, as he has displayed so many times this year. In his first year since making the transition from the PDC Challenge Tour. I mean, anybody who comes through the Challenge Tour this year will be thinking, okay, this is what I've got to live up to now. This is what I have to emulate for next year.
Yeah, it's like taking the mantle of the greatest Welsh actor from Richard Burton. It's pretty hard to follow. But then again, we did have Sir Anthony Hopkins, so maybe we'll have someone just as good as Rob Cross coming through. It just so happens that the two guys who actually got through Challenge Tour this year are two veterans in Mark Durbridge and Wayne Jones. So maybe we'll have to wait another year for a real spark. But there are people coming through on the development tour, somewhere where Keegan has plied his trade a lot over the last few years. I am very excited about Luke Humphries. I think he's a proper player, and there'll be more to see from him in the next couple of seasons, I believe.
Yeah, everywhere you turn, you see potential as well. That's the great thing.
143.
Well, Keegan Brown has the potential to get a leg on the board here, but, well, there's the 23 chips off.
43.
Important thing for Keegan there, not to panic, because, yes, he's only scored 43, but Rob is back in this leg. 100 is very inviting, and he will think that he'll get 2 darts at double top.
Keegan, you require 100.
They want it even more now.
Yeah.
Tops.
60.
Well, he'd be glad he didn't just see that last dart.
14.
These are the kind of things that Rob Cross has been picking off over the last few months to break hearts, and he's going to get a shot at a double.
Yeah. And it's double top. He had a 116 checkout yesterday. This is for a 114.
94. Keegan, you require 40.
Tops to get off the mark for Keegan.
Edgy stuff this from Keegan Brown, but nothing wrong with that double 10.
Keegan Brown. Fifth leg is robbed to
Finds himself
first.
in unfamiliar
Game on.
territory this weekend in the fact that he's lost 3 legs already, just 2 legs dropped prior to today. Keegan Brown playing in his 3rd successive European Tour event. He's making a late charge for the European Championship, but he needs to find something here if he is to keep the dream alive. Made the 2nd round in Mannheim last month, where he beat James Richardson
139.
before losing to Daryl Gurney. Made the 2nd round in Riesa. And it's just a shame that he had such a barren spell in terms of qualifying for these earlier on this year. Had he just made 1 or 2 more, it would have made all the difference as far as European Championship qualification is concerned.
I made the point on Friday
100.
when Keegan was playing against Jonathan Worsley that the importance of playing well at the back end of July or the beginning of August in qualifying for the September burst of European Tour events is so important for someone's season. If you're going to have some sort of revival come autumn, you've got to play well at the end of the summer, because if you don't, you're not going to be playing anything
56.
in the autumn.
Robbie require 140.
So we can legitimately say that Keegan has been playing well for the best part of 3 or 4 months. Another one of those for Rob Cross will lead double 16.
Oh, it's perfect. Hit it absolutely perfect from Rob Cross.
108.
Well, we have seen some wonderful checkouts this weekend already.
97. Robbie require 32.
Bull 20 from Van der Voort, Bull 19 Bull from Van Gerwen, the 170 from James Richardson. There was a 156 yesterday as well that really caught the eye.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
And, well, we didn't quite get the showstopper there, but Rob Cross does find double 16, and he re-establishes that 3-leg cushion, and it's looking very, very comfortable indeed right now for Rob Cross. He's 2 legs away from a meeting with Michael Smith in the last 8 tonight.
43.
Usual format on the final day, 8 third-round matches this afternoon, and then from 7 o'clock tonight, Central European time, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and the final.
Is it another 180 for Rob Cross?
140.
Not quite. I had a little word with Simon Whitlock this morning, Rob, about his game yesterday with Christoph Ratajski, and there's a 180 from Keegan. But Simon admitted to me that when he left 150 in that game yesterday, he was going for 3 bullseyes.
Right.
And it was purely because I started talking about when he did it in Australia against Eddie Sims in a final. Well,
that's what Rob Cross is good at doing. Just when Keegan Brown might have started to think, I've got a bit of an opening here, it's just been totally eradicated.
140.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that, isn't he, Rob? Keegan's caught and said, right, I've got my lightsaber here, I'm going to swoosh it at you, but then Rob Cross comes back with a Death Star. Is he going to set up a double 18 shot?
105. Keegan require 138.
He's going for 2 treble 19s and double 12, and huge misfortune
39.
there. Sometimes when you see that happen, you just think maybe it's not my afternoon.
Yeah. Well, treble 20 for double 8s, perhaps. Yep.
Staying up top for double 18. Is it going to be 5-1?
58.
It's not.
Keegan, you require 99.
He's only looking at 19s here. 10 or a 2.
Oh.
Or a 6.
63.
Great effort.
Rob, you require 18.
Those were going in earlier in the weekend.
Yeah, they were. Yesterday, that would have been found. Double 9, though, for Rob Cross. Just sandwich it between those two. No, it's not there.
No score. Keegan require 36.
He's wondering how that didn't go in.
I mean, the first 2, he had a really good guide there just to nestle it in between and underneath, but not to be. Again, it's anxious stuff, this from Keegan.
But the 6th leg. Keegan Brown.
Yeah, just a touch of irony there.
7 leg is Rob to throw first.
Well, that could prove to be a very big leg. Keegan will probably admit that he should be 5-1 down, but he's not. He's only 4-2 down. If he can mount a charge now and get close to Rob Cross in the next couple of legs, could be a different match on our hands, but yet again, Rob Cross goes off with a big score to put the pressure on his opponent.
Yeah, I think Keegan there was suggesting, why couldn't I have made the most of the other opportunities that have come my way before, and finally I've managed to be able to secure one. Look at those stats though from Rob Cross once again. Just the 1 ton plus average yesterday from Andy Bolton in the very last match of the day against the World Grand Prix winner Daryl Gurney. We've only had 3 ton plus averages all weekend. He'll be told to sit down in a moment, by the way.
Sit down if you love the darts.
In this reserved atmosphere of Göttingen.
Well, it was bonkers yesterday, but you do tend to find sometimes that Sunday is more of a family day, and that's a lovely thing. See a lot more kids on a Sunday at the darts in Germany.
Dropping the par 119.
119. It's the Van Gerwen. He didn't go for the ball. He went for the conventional single 19 for the 60. Tops for a 12 dart leg.
99.
And you can see the standards that he lives by. He's disappointed with that.
Yeah.
It was only 2 millimeters away.
Well, Keegan Brown,
55.
not even below 300 yet. It's Louis Armstrong time here for Rob Cross. All the time in the world. Double 10. 5-2.
Rob Cross. 8 leg is Keegan to throw first. Game on.
So by that notion, Rob, 160 checkout is 4 tops.
140.
If you've got any other suggestions, please
keep them coming.
Let us know on Twitter. Use the hashtag EDT17 for European Darts Trophy 2017. You can tweet the PDC at official PDC, PDC Europe at PDC Europe, myself at the Asset 180, or Rob Malarkey
at Malarkey Rob.
44.
Over the course of the season, a lot of shots have been given certain names, haven't they? Obviously, the double 14 is the Mensah, double 12 is the Anderson. Gary, that is, not Kyle.
And then we have the long-standing traditional ones like the bed and breakfast, the single 5, 20 and 1 for 2 and 6, 26.
140.
I think we can pretty much give double 10 to James Wade.
The Ashdown, of course, as well.
Double 3, yeah. The 138, which is the Keith Della.
140.
You've got any comical ones, please let us know.
Yeah, we do need a bit more, I think.
Yeah, we do.
A few more, just to keep us ticking over.
45.
Rob Cross will be thinking 180 here. And a double 12 might get him over the line. But Keegan is now going to have a shot at this 132. A shot that
60.
The pros love to hit.
132.
He'll be looking right in the centre of the board. Right in the nucleus. Treble 19. That would have left that ball.
60. Robbie Car 144.
Well, this would be another show-stopping moment from this weekend if he could find his way through. But he can't.
Does like the treble 18, doesn't he, Rob Cross?
Require 72.
Treble 16, at least double 12. For Keegs. Perfect guide.
48.
Too much height on it.
52.
And a look of resignation from the Isle of Wight man. He feels that's his race run. It's up to Rob Cross to take him over that line. Double 16 with 2 darts in hand, and it will be over.
Game shot,
and it is over.
Rob Cross.
A shake of the hand that signalled the end of Keegan Brown's unlikely challenge for a place in the European Championship. Just left himself with too much to do over the course of the final weekend. And Rob Cross, with the highest average of the weekend so far, advances to the quarterfinals on the European Tour. Once again, he's been in this position already 4 times this year, and he is through to another Euro Tour quarterfinal. He'll face Michael Smith in the opener from 7 o'clock tonight. And once again, more evidence, more suggestions that Rob Cross is very capable of going deep in another European Tour event.
Rob, congratulations. I just said these darts are pretty new, and you played with darts who are different weight. It's unbelievable.
Well, yeah, now I've noticed the change. I've had these darts 2.5 months now. So these darts, where they're all the same weight, they seem to hit the same sort of places. I'm finding it easier to move the darter a bit better. They're going well, and not only that, the 2 Pro Tours, what I've won with them now, I'm sort of like stand there, look at it, and I believe in them. And that's a big difference, though. When you don't believe in something, it don't work. So.
Yeah. What do you think? How high was your average today?
About 100, maybe.
106 almost. Yeah, that's pretty good.
It was very good. I scored really well in the game. I didn't find myself as clinical as maybe when we get on for them 12 darters, usually clinical under them, and missed a couple of doubles. But I actually felt really comfortable today, better than what I did yesterday, and I think that showed. And I look forward to the next game.
Yeah. When you practice at home, what kind of average are you able to play? Do you check that?
Yeah, it may be better than what I'm producing at the minute, but
your personal record at home, come on, tell us.
Did 120 say maybe.
Really? Okay.
But to be honest with you, over a fair long distance and all, but playing on the stage is a lot different, and it'll take time to get games out like that, but when I start to feel more and more comfortable, hopefully we get that out and I can put a good show on for you guys. So.
Thank you very much. Always interesting talking to you. Rob Cross. Ein so zurückhaltender Typ.